Hello everyone, Treecks here, and welcome back to Wario Land 2. Last time I promised to finish off the town, the 4th chapter of this game. Did not work out because stage 3 and 4 were a little bit too long. Stage 5 should be shorter because of being a boss stage. Let's get started with that. Story number 5. Anyone for B-ball? And yeah, that B stands for basketball, so we're dealing with a basketball boss this time around. How did they come up with things like that? But anyway, the random factory we have abandoned. We're back to town again, as we're supposed to be. I don't mind being in a factory, but I do mind it if it's pretty random that we suddenly are there. This town is a little bit less random, because at least that the story has shown us off. We entered that, so that is a little bit more appropriate. But just like the other boss stages we have done so far, usually boss stages aren't really that long. When it comes to the regular stage, they usually are a little bit more compact to the other stages. It usually focuses a lot more on the boss. And most of all the way to fail the boss, something I don't want to do actually. Sometimes failing the boss is actually required in order to get to certain rooms. But if I remember correctly, that is not the case here, so let's go for another boss we do first try without the boss being able to get me out of the arena. The only way you can fail a boss stage in a Wario Land game, as you may know. Okay, up here we actually find a secret room with a couple of coins. These walls appear breakable because of their stuff being behind them, but it's actually not the wall that's breakable, it's the floor that is breakable here. And there's enemy blocks here, so hopefully he didn't kill the pirate. Because you need him. Okay, getting him down is a little bit hard from this area, so let's do it like this. There we go. All of the coins gotten in here. We can scratch another bonus room. Let's move back to the main pathway. Don't forget about the coins that can appear on the rooftops here. Also might as well pick those up. Okay, here we actually have 2 windows we can go down into. This one and also one up here. Let's go in the top one first. Because this one should not be continuation. Because if you go in here you will find out there's a semi-solid platform here, but also another window. The way this is designed already gives away a little bit. This is actually the exit for the boss arena. If the boss manages to beat you, this is where you'll end up. So remember this route, in case you lose the boss fight. Okay, even if you don't take the boss in consideration, you still want to go down here, because there's actually a treasure room here. So get rid of the enemy blocks here. And all the way to the right you will find a door containing the treasure room. And also pick up the rest of the coins, of course. And kill this guy, most of all. Okay, here we are. Boxing guy. Bottom left, thank you. Okay, let's move to the outside again. We saw a second window on the lower floor we can go into. And that is where we actually need to go for the boss. Okay, this final room is interesting. This will actually introduce us to a new kind of puzzle. As you can see, there's enemy blocks there, and only one enemy in this room, that guy over there. However, there's semi-solid platforms here we cannot pass through. But that guy can. And how do we get him up? Well, simple. We use our weight for that. Ground pound and enemies actually bounce up. And these kind of platforms, they can actually bounce up, as you can see. And that's how we get them to our level. Use that for these final couple of coins in the stage. And now you can get rid of him, because there's only one more thing to do. The boss door. The title already gave it away a little bit. It's basketball, and it's a basketball bunny of all things. Okay, this is how this guy works. As you can see, there are 3 scoreboards. We actually need to win a basketball match against this guy. Hit him, so we can use him as a ball to score a point. However, he can also use us to score a point. If he hits us, we turn into Ball Wario, the next Wario state. And he can score a point with us. If you turn into Ball Wario, try to avoid him. Pretty hard to do actually, but still. Better to just not get hit by him and hit him instead. Just try to throw the ball into the net. You know how basketball works. If we get the 3 points first, we win the boss fight. If he gets the 3 points first, we get shot out of the arena. But of course, Wario wins. He's way better at the basketball. He does not look like an athlete, but he definitely is. Okay, and that takes care of the town chapter. 4 chapters done already. We're already making good progress in this game. Okay, this can be an 8 or a 6. It's a 6. No way around it. There we go. Okay, despite this being a boss stage, also already took me 7 minutes, so... Good thing I didn't put it in the previous episode. Let's move on to the next chapter. Okay, we left town already, it seems. In fact, there is Syrup's castle. Remember that from the first Wario Land game? We've chased them all the way back to their home. That place looks familiar. Where the first game ended, this game will also end. They think they have won. They've reached their home. With our treasure, which was theirs in the first place, but still. We stole that fair and square. Welcome to the final chapter, Syrup Castle. Story 1 gets to the castle. Because of course we saw the castle in the distance, but we're not quite there yet. In this first stage we actually need to get to it. And our turtle friend also returns. First, let's take care of the loot in this first stage. Which is once again a forest stage, as you can see. It's a trend you see in a lot of these chapters, I've noticed. Whenever they come up with a theme for the chapter, the first stage is usually getting to that area. Making that one a little bit of a different stage. It does not really fall into place. Kind of like the town started with the train level. The Maze Woods started with getting to the Maze Woods, still being on the pirate ship after chapter 3. Chapter 3 being the pirate ship, of course, but the first stage, getting to the pirate ship, is a trend you see in a lot of these chapters. Okay, we need an enemy here. And I don't have one, so... Oh, these guys again. Only because of the way these guys are placed here, actually. These guys we can actually try to avoid. These guys we can actually jump over. Don't touch them, because they will enter rage mode if you do. Like this. Okay, let's bounce on you, sir. It's fun you will start becoming angry, but still, you were a good help. But okay, the way these guys are actually placed on this ledge over here, that kind of gives away there is a secret here. Of course there is. Which game developer wouldn't have hidden a secret in a location like this? For some extra coins. And also some extra guys. Okay, this one is actually pretty hard to avoid because they're right beside each other. So if you hit the first one, you automatically always get hit by the second one. Pretty nasty enemy placement. But still, we only lose 6 coins and we gain more than we lose. So it's still worth it. Okay, let's head back to the door that we've skipped. So we can continue the level. Ooh, and our friend Mr. Owl also returns. It already looks like we've entered the castle area because the stage's aesthetic that we can see here is Syrup's castle. Even though we have not entered it officially, it does look like it in this area. Can already give that away. Syrup's castle is going to be designed in this way. Okay, here's the door for the continuation. But first we want to go further up because there's more coins here. Careful for the spikes, obviously. And now let's move on. Okay, we're definitively entering the castle, it looks like. It looks like a Kirby castle, in all honesty. This looks like something that belongs in a Kirby game. Okay, where's your secret? There you are. Okay, there's a stove in the way here, so we need to access that from the other side. So there should be more breakable blocks here, and there is. Let's move on. Okay, more owl action. That's never a punishment. Really like this mechanic, like I've explained the first time it came by. The more owl action, the better. This owl actually deserves to get its own Wario Land spin-off, I think. Or is that over-exaggerating a little bit? I think it is, actually. Hey, what are you doing up there? You're not supposed to walk outside of the boundaries. Unless it is not outside of the boundaries. Of course, there's a secret up here. And I need you to actually get up there because it's too high. Thank you. Aha, there's more. Ow. I lost a couple of that more. Of course, symmetrical business, so on the other side the same deal. Okay, getting close to the end. There's still a treasure room to take care of course. But I know where that is, luckily. Okay, be careful for these pirate dudes in the windows. They're not just in town, they also appear here, as you can see. Oh, and I need to reset that platform. Okay, that's good enough. Okay. Exit and treasure room business. As you can see, we have some breakable pillars here. However, this one does not appear breakable. Trust me, it is. But these are invisible fire blocks. So, get Fire Wario to burst into flames over here. And with Fireball Wario, we can go through this wall. Even bothered to put some water here, even though it's not really necessary, because Fireball Wario runs out pretty quickly, so a little bit too much of a hassle to actually put some water there. Okay, top left, the easiest one. And the exit is right beside this room, so you can also immediately finish off this stage. And unlike last time, these two stages I've done so far weren't too long, so this time around I do have some extra time for a third stage. But first this minigame, of course. Something we have to do after every single stage, as long as we have the coins to pay for it. Okay, 8 or 9. Nine. It took a while for the number to show up fully, but here we have it. Fallen pretty far below 3,000 coins because of it, but still, we still need to do it, because we have all these pieces of the treasure map to get. Story 2 is going to be Storm the Castle. We've entered the castle, and now we're really breaking into it. Speaking of breaking, a lot of pillars here that we can break. Ah, and here the hammer appears again. Spring Wario for the first time actually going to be used in the main quest, you might say, not just in the bonus room. Oh, there's 2 silver coins. Thank you. However, as you can see, this is a hammer we don't want to get hit by, because it will make us bounce upward. But this is a room where we're going downward, so this is another instance of a Wario transformation we want to skip. And another silver coin. This stage is giving me a lot of luck so far. Okay, for these coins we actually do want to get hit. Don't want to jump up too far, so don't hold the jump button, because as you can see, if you do, you will jump even higher. And we can't do anything but wait until this runs out. There's also a power-up that runs out on its own. Okay, let's move on. Okay, more coins up there, so we need to enter Spring Wario mode again. Not here quite yet, so please move out of the way first, sir. Go stand over there. Okay, now you're allowed to hit me. You can try to actually bounce around between this pillar and the floor over here, so you don't start jumping up too early. So you can get these coins without the fear of bouncing up too high accidentally. Easier method, like I explained, is to just not hold the jump button, so you'll stay relatively low and Wario won't enter these semi-solid platforms. But okay, the Spring Wario was fun and everything, but there's actually another Wario state that's going to get introduced here. As you can see, we have a wizard over here, and this one will give us another new transformation. Let's not get hit quite yet, because I first want these coins. With the coins I also mean these ones. Okay, let's go check out the wizard. Now let's go see what he does. If you get hit by his spell, you will turn into Small Wario. And if you hit the wizard, he actually falls apart, as you can see. Turns into two regular pirates. But Small Wario, returning from the first Wario Land game, actually has an interesting function in this game. As you can see, we have these narrow corridors, which the normal Wario normally can't jump through. But Small Wario can. However, you do lose your transformation if you enter water, just like a lot of other Wario states. Just remember, Small Wario. A transformation you have to use if you want to jump through narrow corridors. Because Big Wario, the regular Wario, is actually forced to crouch if he wants to go through narrow corridors. But Small Wario does not have to do so. And therefore, this tiny little guy who actually does not have a hat. As per tradition, Tiny Wario never wears a hat. None of the games he does. But he actually does not have to crouch, so he is able to jump through narrow corridors. That's the puzzle solving mechanic he actually takes care of. Okay, up here we find some loot, but also a door. The door obviously being the most interesting part. Especially if it is a treasure room. So let's go take care of this. Very appropriate, the hammer guy in this stage. Not the first stage he appears in, but it is the first stage he actually appears where you actually are forced to use him. Or at least forced to meet him. We did not find a forced use quite yet, because we only used him to grab a couple of coins. Those were optional, officially. But you are forced to actually meet the guy, you can't really avoid him. Okay, let's finish off this room. There's no secrets in the water, I'm pretty sure, so we can skip out on that. Okay, we get these pelican enemies now. These can be quite annoying because they actually shoot some fish at you. And if they hit you, you obviously get knocked off your platform. And they should be able to swim. They're water birds after all. But still, they die if they enter water. Okay, this looks interesting. Trying to avoid these birds. which is easier than it looks. You just jump up a little bit and let these guys pass. Okay, hit the switch. Obviously going to be required. Okay, what has changed in here? As you can see, these darker blocks, they used to be higher up. But now that they're lowered, we can actually access them. Because otherwise there was no way to jump over here. Ah, and this wall is breakable. Thank you. It's making it worth checking out every single wall, because sometimes you actually get lucky and there is something behind it. Okay, we're still not done with new Wario transformations. Here's another one. Frozen Wario. If you get hit by a snow enemy, you will actually turn into a popsicle and you will start sliding around uncontrollably until you hit the wall. In some occasions, actually something you want to use in order to solve a puzzle, but in this case it's actually only here to hinder you, so... In this case we can actually ignore the state, but it is already introduced here, as you can see. Okay, let's ignore this door for now, because as you can see here, there's a snow enemy placed over there, making it impossible to pass that area. So we first need to take care of the blocks. In that corridor you clearly saw some darker blocks, so those were movable. And here's the switch for them. As you can see, they're lowered now, so we enter this upper area, and this guy can't hit us anymore. Okay, there's a door here. If you're able to get the switch again, you can actually enter an additional bonus room, but... yeah, I don't feel like bothering to do that. We're already at the end, and I'd like to finish this off. I can see we're at 22 minutes already, so... time to close off this video with another 3 stages done. Over 600 coins we get in this stage, that's perfect. Putting us well over 3,000 coins again. Let's go see if we can stay above 3,000 coins after this minigame. Okay, 3 or 9. That is a 9. So, barely staying over those 3,000 coins. That landmark stays intact. Next goal, trying to go for 4,000 coins. There's still plenty of stages to do, as you can see. Even though we are already in the final chapter. So, is there really that many stages in the final chapter? Or is there something else in this game? But anyway, I will try to finish this game off next time. Final chapter after all. And every chapter should have 5 stages. 3 more to go. Treecks out. Thanks for watching.